Good evening to you. Welcome to our weekend bulletin for Newswatch. With me, Joy Mochache, I will be updating you on various stories, including a wonderful feature done by Melissa Ulwoko, our very own, and a talk about the fuel prices that have gone up, affecting the country at large. Let's start you off with our first story. President William Ruto has called for the strengthening of cooperatives in the country as part of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda of the Kenya Kwanza government. Speaking during the 101 celebrations of Ushirika Day held in Nairobi, Ruto has said that his government will open up working spaces for cooperatives in the country, asking county governments to include cooperatives in their devolved plans. More of this story with Joy Gatwiri.
Speaking during the 101st Ushirika Day celebrations at the Kenyatta International Convention Center in Nairobi, Ruto has said that the dairy sector will invest in preservation and processing infrastructure, which is aimed at building up the country's capacity to export to regional as well as broader African market. The modernization of the Kenya Cooperative Creameries will enhance its efficiency and enable it to sustainably manage milk market by converting excess milk into powder, thereby stabilizing prices.
Investment in preservation and processing infrastructure are aimed at building up the country's capacity to export to our region as well as the broader African market. The modernization of the Kenya Cooperative Creameries will ensure its efficiency, enable it sustainably manage milk market glut and converting excess milk into powder, thereby stabilizing prices.
Under a highly promising collaboration with county governments, the government will set up distribution centers for storage, value addition and marketing of agricultural products. The objective of this partnership is to reduce post-harvest losses, eliminate predatory cartels, and boost the income of the farmer, while promising to increase dairy farmers' income from 5 billion liters per year to 10 billion. Ruto stated there will be a milk plant in each ward for milk storage.
Tunajaribu kuhakikisha kwamba katika kila ward kutakuwa na milk chilling plant ambayo itasaidia wakulima ili maziwa yao isiharibike. Itakuwa ni makosa makubwa sana kama ndugu zetu wa Afrika watakunywa maziwa kutoka New Zealand na sisi tuko hapa kilomita 1000, kilomita 500.
President William Ruto has said the government is keen on strengthening cooperative society stimulate growth, stating that the government is committed to supporting the sector through institutional reform measures, including the harmonization of legislation governing various crops, with the aim of reducing the cost of production, thereby boosting production and competitiveness.
Sekta hii ya cooperative ni ya muhimu kwa sababu inaleta washirika pamoja, na mkiona katika budget yetu ya mwaka huu tumeweka pesa nyingi katika value chains ambayo inawahusisha washirika.
In attendance were Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Secretaries Simon Chelugui, Cooperative and MSMEs, and Alice Wahome, Water and Irrigation, among others. Speaking at the same event, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has urged farmers to group themselves in circles to help increase their bargaining power.
Rais wetu wacha tukwame hapa kwa hivi vya ushirika. Hapa ndio hapa tukwame hapa. Wengine wanauliza kwa nini tuna shida huko na vyama vya ushirika. Sisi tumechanuka. Wacha tujipange na hii cooperatives. This is a way to build the economy of this country.
Reporting for Hope TV, I am Joy Gatwiri.
Thank you, Joy Gatwiri, for that report. And Kenyans will have to dig deeper at the pump following revised changes in fuel prices by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, UPROAR, due to an increase in VAT from 8% to 16%. The price of petrol will now be 195.53 Kenya shillings, diesel at 179.67, and kerosene at 173.44 shillings. This is expected to have an impact in the overall cost of living. As Tess Njenga now reports, the fuel increase has been implemented despite a High Court ruling issued on Friday that suspended the implementation of the Finance Bill 2023.
Now, as soon as the clock struck midnight on the 1st of July 2023, the new prices by UPROAR came into effect despite a court order that has suspended the implementation of the Finance Bill 2023. And Kenyans have expressed their disappointment on the move.
The government has been a bit insensitive kwa sababu ya kuleta tax zote the same time. Hata as much as tunasema they want to raise tujitegemee na tax, hata mgonjwa anapeangwa dawa na dose, anameza kidogo kidogo. So I think hii tax burden imekuja so abrupt.
The move by UPROAR to amend the value-added tax VAT requirement on fuel from 8% to 16% defies a High Court ruling on Friday 30th June that barred the implementation of the contentious Finance Act 2023. The petroleum pump prices per litre in Nairobi has increased by 13.49 shillings for super petrol, 12.39 shillings for diesel, and 11.96 shillings for kerosene. Over the years, the price of fuel has been on a steady rise. In the year 2021, between the month of November 15th and December 14th, a litre of petrol was retailing at 129.72 shillings, diesel at 110.6 shillings, and kerosene at 103.54 shillings. During the same period in 2022, the prices soared to 177.3 for petrol, 162 for diesel, and 145.94 for kerosene. The latest prices put petrol at a high of 195.53 shillings, diesel at 179.67 shillings, and 173.44 shillings for kerosene. Some Kenyans have criticized the government for not living up to their campaign promises of uplifting the lives of those with low income.
Mama mboga na mtu wa boda ndio walimpea kura akapita, lakini sasa tunaona kama ametuachilia sana.
Fai tuangalie sana sisi kama wafanyabiashara wa chini huku chini juu ikipanda hata sisi tutaumia.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch from the capital city of Kenya, Nairobi, I'm Tess Njenga.
Thank you, Tess Njenga, for that report. The Salaries and Remuneration Commission has defended its proposal amidst the public uproar and President William Ruto's partly dismissal over the increments of salaries. According to the SRC's chairperson, Lynn Mengich, the Commission is implementing a third of a four-part cycle of agreed-upon salary increments for public servants effective July 1st. While acknowledging the economic conditions facing the country, Mengich assured that salaries will be harmonized to bring them all to the 50th percentile. Gloria Musimbi has this report.
Addressing Ruto's partial dismissal to SRC's proposal, Mengich defended that the Commission will consider feedback from public participation as per the 5 principles of pay determination and reach a final decision.
Therefore, put it in context as a country and say if CEOs in the private sector at the middle level, not the highest level, are at 3 million, and the highest actually goes up to 7 million. We have that data. So when we then look at a president at 1.6, it's important to have the context that the pay in the public sector is not aiming at taking pay to the highest level, what we have proposed. When we have said this is a proposal, and the Constitution clearly said we must undertake public participation, it actually means we must take seriously public participation.
SRC said Treasury had allocated 22.6 billion towards salary increments, with 40% going to teachers at 9.1 billion Kenyan shillings, 30% going to the civil service at 6.7 billion shillings, 27% going to national and county governments, and 3% going to state officers at 574 million Kenyan shillings. Mengich confirmed that SRC has standardized salaries for government officials to align with international standards by adopting World Bank's ratio.
The World Bank definition and the range that is given, we have attained that ratio for state officers. For the other officers, not fully, but we are progressively working towards achieving that.
Mengich also said that the Commission has not reduced the salaries of MCAs. This comes after MCAs recently protested and claimed lack of fairness from SRC.
I was awed that has been removed. You start your job, it is a new contract with the citizens, with the pay that has been set for you. You accepted the job knowing what it was. But I want to confirm that the Commission has not reduced the pay of an MCA, because that has been one of the things that has been said over and over. There has been no reduction.
Mengich noted that SRC is open to feedback from stakeholders to inform, review, setting and advising on remuneration of benefits for state officers and other public officers.
Looks forward to feedback from stakeholders to inform, review, setting and advising on remuneration and benefit for state officers and other public officers. So we continue to receive feedback on the public participation, and we will continue to do that. And once we are through with that process, then the Commission will then set the pay for state officers and will advise for the other public officers.
Reporting for OpTV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Great report, Gloria Musimbi. Thank you. In the wake of the tragic road accident in Londiani, Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has announced plans to relocate hawkers operating along highways across the country. The decision comes as part of the government's efforts to enhance road safety and prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. With more of this story.
The deadly accident which occurred yesterday night was controlled and crashed vehicles, pedestrians, and roadside hawkers. Tragically, several lives were lost and many others sustained serious injuries. So far, at least 52 people have reported dead, while 60 are receiving treatment. It is reported that the truck, which had a Rwandan registration details, lost control after its brakes failed, causing it to descend into a slope.
Tulisikia tu gari kutoka mbio, tukaambiwa hata hatukujua ni nini ina happen. Tulisikia tu mlio wa gari ikakuja ikasukuma gari yenye tulikuwa nayo tukaumia.
Following the incident, there has been increased scrutiny on the safety hazards posed by roadside vendors and their proximity to fast-moving traffic. To address this issue, the Kenyan government has initiated a comprehensive plan to relocate highway hawkers to designated market areas away from the busy roads.
You go to Taita Taveta, if you go to Mariakani, even up to Mombasa, you will find the same phenomenon. It is something that has been with us for many, many years. Because, of course, roads are good because they attract business. They bring travelers, they bring people but we will do everything to ensure that rest facilities and market stalls are removed from the road and provided for in strategic places along the road.
The Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, in collaboration with the relevant county governments, will oversee the relocation process.
Based on the situation we have seen here, my ministry, already we are in consultation within the ministry with the NTSA, and we will have to sit down on a multi-agency approach to make sure that we get all the markets along our roads out of the immediate road reserve. And that can only be possible if we partner with the county governments and the national government to provide markets immediately or not very far from the road, so that people who are selling their produce to travelers can get the opportunity. We are ready as a ministry to provide access road. We are ready to provide access road for the markets to be moved out and for vehicles that are intended to buying produce or goods along the highway to have entry and exit to those markets. That way we will avoid such catastrophes.
While the decision to relocate highway hawkers may impact their livelihoods in the short term, the government has assured that it will work towards providing necessary support and alternative means of income for affected vendors. The focus remains on ensuring the safety and well-being of all citizens and preventing future accidents of this nature. Reporting from Hope TV Kenya, my name is Cynthia Masibo.
Thank you, Cynthia Masibi. At this point, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back with more stories just for you. Don't go too far away.
Join us for the incredible CITAM Thika Town Trade Fair. The CITAM Thika Town Business Forum invites you to the upcoming CITAM Thika Town Trade Fair on the 2nd of July 2023 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's an incredible opportunity to buy and sell, showcase your business, connect with like minds, and make a significant impact. Secure your spot today at a cost depending on the size of the tent, ranging between 3,000 to 20,000 Kenya shillings. For more information, kindly contact the church office on 0712 347 105 or call Maria on 0722 398 732. Book your space today. We look forward to seeing you there.
This event will also be live on Hope TV Kenya. Look and live. Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Spotlight.
Do you feel that they are in a place where they can effect a Barack Obama moment?
When you hear the word of God and you hear Jesus is speaking.
Real talk on real issues.
You know the Bible says faith without works is dead.
The truth of the gospel that will survive the time is not a health and wealth gospel.
When there is time to harmonize and bring one composite amendment.
With idealistic, thought-provoking guests.
So people come to be serviced, to be encouraged, to be empowered.
When the storm is over, you desire the closeness you have with God.
Hosted by Reverend Edward Furi.
Welcome back. It's good that I should let you know that you can communicate with us on our bulletin and reach out to us. That's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, as well as Twitter. That's at Hope TV Kenya. As we continue on to our feature, as the old adage goes, what a man can do, a woman can do better. But for Caroline Muhonja, an Eldoret-based businesswoman, the saying is best stated as, what a man can do, a woman can also do. Here is a story of how the single mother of two conducts her business using a motorbike in the busy Uasin Gishu County in order to fend for her family.
The mantra, what a man can do, a woman can do better, has lately been replaced by what a man can do, a woman can equally do. This is more true for Caroline Muhonja, an Eldoret-based businesswoman who operates her trade using a motorbike as her sole source of transportation.
Ninafanya sales and marketing. Nina deal na electronics, nauza simu, nauza cables, hizo electronics kwa jumla. So mi utembeza, ninarauka mapema, asubuhi na mapema. Ninatayarisha watoto wangu, Fidel na Ashley, na wapeleka shule. Kisha ninarudi najiandaa naenda kuuziuza zile masimu, manake ninasunguka mchana kutwa na pikipiki. Hata si kwanza na simu peke yake, nilikuwa nauza lines, replacements, now that I'm dealing with a Safaricom dealer. Lakini ikafika mahali hiyo ya kuuza hizo lines na nini, nikaendelea na masimu. That's why nilikuja nikaongezewa hizo electronics zingine na imegrow so far, imegrow.
Born and bred in Vihiga County, Caroline has made her home in Eldoret, where she is employed as an electronics dealer by a telecommunications company to deliver phones, batteries, and similar gadgets to wholesale shops around Uasin Gishu County. The mother of two narrates how she miraculously landed the job after struggling with depression.
Kwa hakika nilipoanza hii biashara, nilikuwa mtu, unaona yule mtu ana chochote. I was just totally nothing. Nakumbuka mimi niko na testimony, manake ndio nifike hata Sitam, kanisa la Sitam. Wakati huo nilikuwa sina kazi, nilikuwa mgonjwa. Yani nilikuwa na ugonjwa, hata sikuwa najielewa ni nini ilikuwa mbaya na mimi. Wakati nilipelekwa rifaro nikaadmitiwa kule, nilikuwa natibiwa na hawaoni mimi ni mgonjwa wapi. Then from there nikiwa rifaro nilikuwa referred kwenda Sitam. Na nilikuwa nimepitia mambo mengi pale nyuma, so kumbe nilikuwa na undergo depression na sikuwa najua. Nilipokuwa referred niende Sitam, nilitumwa kwa pastor mmoja kule. Nilipofika kule, huyo pastor aliniongelesha karibu mchana, the whole day. Wakati aliniongelesha, mimi nilikuwa nimekaa like 1.5 years sikuwa naenda kanisani. From there nikaamua kurudi wapi? Kwenda Sitam kanisani. Wakati nilitoka kule nikaenda kwa nyumba, ni Mungu alianza kufungua njia zangu. By the time nilienda Sitam sasa next Sunday, manake hiyo Sunday sikuenda kanisani. Wakati nilienda Sitam, kila kitu yangu ilifunguka.
Having overcome the challenges, she ventured into the business of selling electronic gadgets in 2019 and slowly began growing and upskilling thanks to the need to move from one locality to another in doing her trade.
Ninaenda Western, naenda Nandi, Marakwet na Uasin Gishu, na sio within Uasin Gishu town. Ninaenda kule nje Moiben, Cheparorwa huko. So wakati nina deal na watu wa maduka. Kuna wale wanauza kwa maduka. Mimi sasa nawausia wholesale. Alafu wao wanauza retail. Wakati huo corona ilipoingia, unakumbuka wakati Matiang'i alikuwa amesema watu kama ni wawili mbebane, sijui mtu akuwe na helmet 2, so ikawa ni ngumu. Hapo ndio karibu kazi ikaishe, lakini nikaambiwa mimi kama nitajiamini niende na motorbike.
The electronics business has seen its ups and downs, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. The rough road terrain in Uasin Gishu also poses a challenge for her business.
Changamoto tunakumbana nazo, especially right now. Unapata simu zimepanda bei, kila kitu imepanda bei. So wakati mwingine unaenda kule nje, customers wanaona ni kama wewe unaweka ile bei ambayo itakikani, na kumbe ni kule juu ndio vitu zimepanda. Ukiangalia vile weather iko saizi kule nje, unanyeshewa the whole day. barabara zenye napitia ni zile barabara mbaya.
However, for Caroline, surmounting these challenges gives her the thrill to keep going.
Niko na watu wengi sana wenye wananipenda juu ya kazi yenye ninafanya. Imenipa ile exposure. Kama hapa kwa majirani wangu wananipenda sana. Hata sometimes wakati mimi siko na watoto wangu wako peke yao, wao ndio wananisaidia hata take care of them. So huku kule nje ninaulizwa na watu wengi, hata wengine wananisimamisha kabisa, wananiuliza na wewe mbona umeamua kufanya hii kazi? Lakini mimi huambia ni hapo ndio ninaweza nikatafutia watoto wangu.
For the young mother of 2 school-going children, she has also faced the challenge of striking a work-family balance. According to Caroline, her family comes first and taking care of their needs is important.
Ninatoka asubuhi, ninazunguka mchana kutwa the whole day, na jioni nikishafika hapa pia watoto wako hapo wanakungojea kama mama, na we ndio kila kitu kwao. So ni ngumu, lakini nashukuru Mungu manake nimepitia changamoto mingi, lakini kwa sasa nimezoea. Ikifika ni family inabidi ni ujikase kama mama. Mimi kitu yenye naweza nikaambia wa mama wenzangu kule nje, hii kazi si rahisi kudeal na watoto, na mimi sina hata house girl, lakini ninajikakamua kama mama kuhakikisha kwamba watoto wangu wameenda shule, kuhakikisha hao watoto wamerudi salama nyumbani, kuhakikisha pia kazi yangu ya nyumbani mpaka ikamilike.
It is this and the helping hand she receives from her children that makes it all the worthwhile.
She's a good person. She has been taking care of us since we were little kids until now. So we help her a lot, and I really want to appreciate her for being who she is.
Saturday ni wakati wangu na watoto wangu. Sunday tunashinda nao the whole day. Manake Sunday tutaamuka twende kanisani, after church tena tunakuja tunashinda nao.
Caroline, who also dared to venture into the political arena during last year's general elections, says the support she received from her employer was enough to encourage her to try again in the next contest, thanks to a desire to solve the challenges facing her people in Vihiga County.
Ingawaje si kufika kule kwenye nilikuwa nataka kufika, but ninajua kuna sababu ya kila kitu. Nilifanya siasa, nilikuwa nasimama kama MCA, lakini sikufaulu. Nilianguka, na pia ikifika wakati wa siasa 2027 pia niko kwa hiyo msafara. Haiku affect kazi yangu sana, manake from the word go niliongea na yule mwenye ameniandika kazi, na alikuwa anajua kwamba ninafanya siasa.
And while she is aware that she is operating in a male-dominated industry, for Caroline, this has not deterred her from seeking excellence, networking, and putting her best foot forward.
Wanawake inafaa wajue what a man can do, a woman can do better.
It is this advice that she offers fellow mothers and the youth who are clamoring for white-collar jobs.
Mimi sana napenda kushauri wa mama wenzangu, manake kwa biashara hakuna biashara ambayo ni mzuri na hakuna biashara mbaya. Kuna wakati changamoto ziko, kuna wakati kazi inakuwa mzuri. So kwa yoyote yule anafanya biashara, tushikilie tu hapo. Usione leo kazi haiko salama, ukoona sasa kila kitu yako imeharibika. Huyu Mungu tunaomba anatusikia. Huyu Mungu tunaabudu anatuona. So wakati kazi imeenda chini, wewe endelea tu kaombe. Kijana yoyote, kazi yoyote ambayo iko mbele yako kafanye. Manake ukifanya hiyo kazi, ile ingine itakuja.
For Hope TV Newswatch, your story of hope. I'm Melissa Oduor.
Thank you, Melissa, for going out to do that. In preparation for the celebrations of Kiswahili Day, which are scheduled for the 7th of July 2023, various partners from Mombasa's linguistic and cultural heritage have joined forces in a bid to ensure the commemoration's success. On 23rd November 2021, during its 41st member state session held in Paris, France, the United Nations Educational, Science and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, proclaimed 7th July of each year as the World Kiswahili Language Day. This makes Kiswahili as the first African language to be feted by the United Nations. To commemorate this important day, the National Museums of Kenya, in collaboration with local community-based organizations and the Mombasa Old Town community at large, has started earlier preparations in organizing celebrations to mark the day.
Sote tuna lengo moja la kueneza na kusambaza lugha na utamaduni wa Kiswahili. Lakini tukaona kwamba hapa eneo la Pwani ambapo ndipo kitovu cha lugha hii ya Kiswahili, lazima tuisherekee kwa ukubwa zaidi.
Jambo la muhimu katika siku hii, tunakaribisha kila mtu kila pahali ili aje aonje, si katika ngoma peke yake, pia katika chakula, katika nyimbo, katika lugha, katika tasnia mbalimbali ambazo kwamba zinasherehesha lugha yetu na tamaduni zetu za Kiswahili.
Prices of maize have fallen in Tanzania as a result of Tanzania's limits on exports of cereals to Kenya and Uganda. As a result, farmers have petitioned their members of parliament to urge the government to liberalize trade. In the majority of Southern Highlands growth zones, low prices have been observed. MPs this week said maize prices had fallen by more than half, from 90,000 Tanzanian shillings per 100 kg bag to 40,000 Tanzanian shillings, with a kilogram of maize retailing at 400 Tanzanian shillings. And now for our sports, KCB RFC recorded 3 straight wins to secure a quarter-final slot in the opening leg of the National 7th Circuit at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium, Kisumu County. The Bankers thrashed Mombasa RFC 36-0 in the morning fixture before defeating varsity side Masinde Muliro 22-7 in a tightly contested afternoon encounter. Scrum half Samuel Asati produced a moment of individual brilliance to hand KCB a 12-7 win over Kenya Harlequin in the team's last match of the day that sent KCB to the top of Pool B with 9 points.
We've been working so hard with our trainings, early mornings, gym sessions, runs, now building up towards the National 7th Circuit, and having 3 out of 3 on day one. It's quite a good chance because we've ticked all our boxes.
We came out and we tried everybody out. We are going on to the knockout because we knew day one was something that we just needed to focus and just bring what we could bring in the table. So I think we'll refocus and see how we are playing from tomorrow, because it matters the most tomorrow. Today we just needed to get ourselves into the quarters. We're already in the quarters, so we'll build each game at a time as we play through the quarters.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hope TV Weekend News Bulletin with me, Joy Mochache. It's been a great pleasure. This is where we part ways for the evening. I wish you a blessed evening. And thank you also to the directors and producers who made this bulletin possible. Have a good evening.